Hello everyone, I'm your host AJ, and this is Hot Reports. Today, we're counting down the top 10 most broken guns in OG Warzone. The guns that made everyone feel like a pro, until they got deleted by someone using the exact same layout. Let's get into it. On a side note, something very exciting. Verdansk is finally coming back to Warzone on April 2nd for Black Ops 6. Last time we saw this beauty of a map was way back in 2021, and this map carried us through the dark days of the pandemic. Countless hours of just doing the most absurd things in a game that we've never witnessed. But even with all that fun we've had playing this game, I know a majority of players base are still recovering from their PTSD that they developed from playing this game. Why's that? Well, the title says it all. Warzone had many bright spots, but they all had some not so bright spots in terms of their weapons that were added to the game. Now, let's kick off the list with number 10. We got the Psychov pistols. These bad boys were a problem back in the OG Warzone, especially on Rebirth Island. If you were in a kissing distance of your enemy, then you were cooked, buddy. These pistols had an 80-round attachment, and plus, you could also dual wield them. Just imagine for a second, you're going up on some flight of stairs on Verdansk, and you see Batman drops on you and your squad and just instantly melts you. Yeah, these guns were a problem, but likely they were nerfed a week later. For number 9, we have another pistol, the DMRs. And just like the Psychovs, these were also dual wield beasts and were a big problem for Rebirth. These bad boys didn't have the high capacity drum like the Psychovs, but they definitely have more range and they did more damage. You would shred through teams like they were a bunch of butts, and this meta stayed for a while. Treyarch didn't give a damn about any of these. FYI, you'll notice a common theme with pistols on the list. The worst is yet to come. Number 8. The good old Bruen MK9 LMG. Sorry, let me correct myself there. The good old Bruen MK9 AR. Yeah, AR. I mean, this guy had no recoil. Nothing. You would be beaming little Timmies who were standing at one of the building rooftops while you were at the ground. Even close range engagements, you would be an SMG. But even with all that, this gun wasn't as broken like others on the list. But the main thing was that no recoil for sure. Speaking of no recoil, let's check out the next gun. Number 7, the Gra, the absolute king of no recoil. When I say that, I mean it. Yep, see, I wasn't lying. This was our go-to AR whenever I'd be dropping in good old Verdansk. The Gra was a hit scan machine. You could be our editor grandma and still manage to get an elimination. Hell, you could be blind and still get a couple of those. Sorry, our writer made me say that. But the point is, the Gra was a guaranteed elimination. And this gun was no nerf for like 5 months, I swear. And number 6, Mac and Cheese, Mac 11, Mac 10, MacBook, I don't know, whatever this gun was called. But this guy ran Rebirth Island for a fat minute. Alongside this, MOFO, which we'll get to soon. But yeah, this Mac 10 was a beast. Yet again, we had no recoil with a super fast fire rate and insane mobility. You pair this with a Car 98 and it was an instant dub no matter what. But the reign of terror didn't last super long. The Mac 10 broken era was only for a month, but it was still really good to use after it got nerfed. They just added a little bit of a recoil, and honestly, nothing changed. Still OP. Halfway through our list, and this is where it gets broken. The R9 and even the Origin shotguns were OP. When you add Dragon's Breath to these MOFOs, it caused war amongst... You know what? On a little side note, I'm really not trying to swear here, but anyhow, it caused war amongst the community. Doof. Doof. Hey, listen, I'm not stupid. It says on the script, and I'm just reading it. Doof doof is a sound that is ingrained into my soul. If you were killed by anyone using these guns, let me correct that, these BS guns, you had a valid reason to crash out. Everyone would understand the people who used were the biggest rats, especially when you pair these guns with the roast skin and you hit in the corner. It was GG's. If the 2 shots didn't finish you, then the fire would definitely end you. Number 4, and you know what was worse than those shotguns? This shotgun. This was even worse than the doof doof shotgun. With the R9, you had to get close and had to gain positioning. This shotgun was a sniper, a first shot sniper. And the crazy thing was, this was an attachment. You basically had 3 guns at your disposal. This thing was wild. I remember getting absolutely destroyed by this attachment. It was actually unfair to play against. I honestly didn't enjoy this broken metal at all, but thank God it didn't last too long. It was patched in about a day or so, I believe. Now we're getting down to the top 3, and at the number 3 spot, we got the AS Val. The normal version of the gun was very powerful and fun to use, but when you add 10 round ammo mode, you basically become God of Warzone. This gun was a 2-shot, even through walls, and when you had a snapshot grenade, you basically had wall hacks. It was not a good time getting penetrated through the butt by this godly weapon. At number 2, we have honestly my favorite era of broken guns, the Snake Shot Akimbo pistol. I can't even lie, I spammed these every chance that I got. Even in multiplayer, I spammed these bad boys. It was literally a 2-tap. I'm pretty sure I won every single close range encounter I came across with these snake shots. But yeah, they were broken. Like really broken. No one ran other secondary. No need for the overkill perk. Just rock ghost and you're chilling. Nobody could detect you. No one. Last but not least, the title of the most broken gun in the Warzone history goes to... No, I'm just kidding. But those things were kind of broken too. Maybe give him an honorable mention. But the DMR-14 is the king of the most broken guns in OG Warzone. I honestly don't need to explain it. I'll just show you.
DMR?
Dude, I used to love this rotation.
Hey, yo, that was kind of, sus.
Oh, dude, what the fuck?
Dude, wait, the DMR was like this?
Nah, dude, you ain't fucking fooling me right there, bro.
The DMR was like this?
What the fuck?
Oh my god.
There you have it, guys. I hope you enjoy the show. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe so we can finally pay for our writer's therapy. The DMR-14 did unspeakable things to that man. Catch you in the next one. AJ's out.